Hi, well, this is my new channel. Some of you may recognise me from my other channel, Stuart Scale Models, and as I mentioned on there some time ago, I was thinking of doing a new channel in regard to my other interest, Doctor Who. And I've picked it on the hottest day of the year so far, because it's 29, well, it was 30 the other day, but it's 29 degrees today. If I could get into a TARDIS, I'll probably go somewhere cooler. But hey, there you go. That's the way it is. Oh, hang on, it's a little bit out of focus. There we go, guys. So yeah, as you can see from my background, this is the collection I have of classic Who as well as new Who. Yeah, what sparked my interest? Well, initially, a lot of it stemmed from my childhood. And my favourite Doctor, well, my Doctor, back in the sort of early to mid 70s, which was John Pertwee. I don't know, it's like he was a sort of a James Bond of Doctor Who, you know, with his gadgets, Nessie, the unit gang, etc., Liz Shaw, and then obviously Sarah Jane Smith. You know, Liz Shaw, Joe Grant, Sarah Jane Smith, the Brigadier, etc. And that was really my sort of childhood era, as it were. And obviously, when he regenerated into Tom Bay, I thought it was not my Doctor, so I stopped watching it. And then towards the end of the 70s, I started watching it again. In the last two seasons of Tom Baker, got back into it, and ever since then, I've had that avid interest in Doctor Who. And followed it right from then, and obviously with the new Who coming out in 05, I continued and built up my collection. I mean, for a while I started collecting all of the Big Finish productions, such as the Sirens of Time, which was my first one, which initially was the first release from Big Finish. And I was collecting all the Eighth Doctor adventures, obviously, because obviously it never got into a TV series, and it was like filling a major gap, as it were. And I'm glad they did do that, because obviously it's sort of extended the life of some of the Doctors, such as who is it? The Fifth Doctor, Peter Davidson, obviously Tom Baker's Doctor. Also Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker, who had a very short tenure, and obviously it actually sort of developed the characters, as it were, which is what interested me. Unfortunately, a lot of it I had to sell when I moved here, so I'm trying to restock it all again. I mean, some of them aren't printed anymore, so I have to sort of go on eBay and search them out, as it were, and some of them you still get for very cheap prices. So I'm gradually building up the Big Finish audio collection again. I've got a load of, I've got all of Chris Eccleston's, I've got all of the War Doctor adventures, including the ones set before, the few that the late great John Hurt did, with Tim Trelaw as the War Doctor, which his interpretation of his Doctor, that Doctor, his voice is just spot on, you know what I mean? But I'm hoping to recoup on the Sixth Doctor again, and maybe the Seventh, and I have met one or two of them in the past. I mean, Pete Davidson came into my old Cayley store when I was working there many years ago, and obviously I passed Sylvester McCoy on the High Street in Windsor. So yeah, and obviously I've got friends who are in the Doctor Who community, Stuart Grant being one of them, and you can see his channel on the Bohemian Time Lords. His interpretation of Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor, you've got to see it, guys. He's brilliant, he really is, and he's a very good mimic with other characters that he knows, and he is more preferable to the sort of classic Doctor era, as it were, whereas I have a myriad right from the first up to Chitty's departure just recently, and obviously there's a lot of speculation at the moment as to whether Doctor Who will continue in some sort of one way or another. I'll have my thoughts on that in later videos. Obviously I will be doing sort of reviews of Big Finish releases and Doctor Who releases on DVD. Obviously my thoughts on what's happening in regard to the program itself over the coming years or months or years, whatever. Because this is my second interest as opposed to my model making. I've always been a bit of a sci-fi geek, not only in Doctor Who but also Star Wars and Star Trek, etc. So there you go. Anyway, some of you may be Whovians in the modelling community, so if you want to sign up and subscribe, by all means do so, just like you did with my other channel. And for all you Whovians up there, join in and subscribe to my channel, Whovian Stew. And I look forward to your comments in the comments column. And obviously I'm following Tom on Tharies and my other colleague on Andigno's channel at the moment. And I know there's a wealth of other Doctor Who channels there, like Batman's March as well. So yeah. Anyway, I may well do another video in the week. So in the meantime, allons-y. And I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.